I think they'd be able to achieve the goal. It's just a matter of, is he gonna end up getting his shadow taken before then, or is he gonna be able to succeed without his shadow being taken?
His personality would have changed. So if we flash forward back into Marineford, I feel like a much more mature Naruto would prioritize getting his guy out of there compared to trying to get him, get Akainu taken care of.
I can understand him being discriminated against, but Naruto's never had to deal with anything on that scale. When you think about people coexisting and trying to merge people together, they don't merge them together, they just kill them. Look what they did to the Uchihas.
All right, what's good, YouTube? Back with another video, and in this video we are doing what if Naruto was the main character of One Piece. We are not power scalers, so that's not just about power and how far he'll get, blah 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 blah. We're gonna walk through each random arc and see if Naruto can complete the goal, basically. So we're gonna get right into it. Alright, so the first one I got over here pulled up is Island. This one, they need to protect the island from Hody Jones and fulfill Queen Odahime's dream of coexistence. I think Naruto's going to struggle on the coexistence part or aspect of it, because in his world there's not many equivalences. I mean, even though we see them sometimes, I do think Naruto's going to struggle because it's not as directly related to him, even though he, I guess, also is one of the people who would like to coexist, but he blends in plain sight. But you look like you got something. You pondering, Amari.
No, I'm saying I feel like Naruto might actually want to follow through with this goal, just because in his world he kind of gets discriminated in a sense because he has the Nine Tails. So he might actually be able to relate to them a little bit more, because he has that, he's always been looked at bad. People kind of push him out. So I think he might actually be even more so really focused on trying to help them beat Hody, to be honest.
I get that.
It's discrimination. Now I feel like he'll relate to that strongly.
It's not, that's not a stretch. But what you got, Ant?
I can understand him being discriminated against, but Naruto's never had to deal with anything on that scale. When you think about people coexisting and trying to merge people together, they don't merge them together, they just kill them. Look what they did to the Uchihas. So it's like, how would Naruto even be able to think about merging the Fishman into regular society anyway? It took a lot for Luffy to even get close to doing that, and he had to almost die for it. So it's like, it's tough.
And see that I was thinking the same thing, because I'm like, I think the issue here is that, like, Naruto, even though he has the non-fox within him, it's within him. So it's not like his face is a fox specifically and everybody else has a normal face. That's where I was thinking that he'd struggle. But I do think Amari has a good point with because he did still get ostracized but I feel like people didn't know he had the nine-tailed fox within him for real. Like, most people did not know, and that's where I really think it struggles with. But where are you at with Hody Jones? Like, I feel like what you thinking, Khalil? You think Hody actually matters within this, or you think Naruto would struggle against him at all?
I don't think Naruto would struggle, especially just because that's honestly just as far as Naruto. I'm thinking Naruto may not be able to relate with discrimination and all that. Even if Naruto can't relate, he's such a pest that he's gonna try his best to insert himself into the problem and be the solution the best way that he can. That's just who he is. He's annoying like that. In fact, Kurama told him, you're just annoying like that. So I feel like Naruto would definitely be able to unite the people despite the discrimination, mostly because of, talking no jutsu. That's his thing. And just his efforts alone and how he could potentially make people see, like, who's this human really standing up for us? Because I feel like Naruto would take both sides here. Because again, he's immature like that. He doesn't see the world through a good point of view like Itachi tells him to. Like, Itachi calls him childish, and that's just, again, what makes him him. He'll defend both sides of the fence and try to get them to get along. So I feel like Naruto would definitely accomplish. Yeah, I feel like he would definitely accomplish a goal of trying to have them coexist, at least in that area.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. Low key, if Naruto himself can't relate, I do think that there's enough smart people around him who will make him see Amari's point that he is one and the same with them. So I do think Naruto overall at the end of this season or that arc would be able to succeed. Now, you were talking about Naruto in a very small setting. I think putting him in a large setting like Marineford, which is our next arc, would be completely different. But in this arc, the goal is to rescue Ace from execution and survive the war between the Marines and the Whitebeard pirates. And I said what I said initially because I feel like Naruto excels in like small environments. So like in a war, Naruto's Taknu Jitsu is irrelevant because it's a war. It's a giant battle with Marines, admirals, and pirates everywhere. Who he gonna talk to and who's he gonna start with? I guess for the sake of this discussion, we can say that he's kind of friendly with the Whitebeard pirates, but I'm curious where y'all think Naruto will excel here. We always start with Mario on this one, so we'll start with you, Ant. Where you thinking?
The goal is to relax. I ain't gonna say nothing too crazy. Other than subscribe to the video. You know what I'm saying? Some
there it is.
But other than that, I ain't gonna say that too crazy. But I feel like if we're talking about saving Ace and surviving in general, I feel like with all the people that were there at Marineford, I feel like the surviving part would be pretty tough. I feel like Luffy barely scraped away at the end of Marineford, and it was like by the skin of his teeth. I feel like with the skill set we talking about with Naruto and the way that he is as a person, it's like I said, he's pesky and stuff like that. I feel like compared to how Luffy was trying to leave with Ace, I feel like Naruto might have been trying to fight Akainu. I don't think he would have been wanting to leave. I think he would have fought
Interesting.
And I feel like fighting him, I think if he fights Akainu, he's cooked. Literally.
Amari pondering. Nah, jump in there, Amari. Where you thinking? Look, he got the thinker face.
I did have to actually kind of think about that for a moment, because I feel like it'd be a toss up. Because I feel like Naruto, as a person, his main goal is always going to be rescuing his comrade or his teammate. So I feel like he emphasized more on getting Ace out of the battle more than like, okay, I rescued Ace, I got him unlocked. Now I'm gonna fight this guy while you run. I think he's gonna be trying to deter Akainu with his shadow clones, but the goal is to make sure Ace survives. I feel like Naruto is gonna be more focused on making sure he's alive and out of the battle than trying to just one-on-one.
Let me devil's advocate. Does Naruto have an ego? Because if Naruto has an ego, he might save Ace, but then he still might go down there and be like, you couldn't beat him, but I can. So,
if I had to just do a quick curveball here. So let's say, of course, this is naturally after an arc like Alabasta. I feel like that arc alone might change. I'm not gonna say it's gonna change his character, but it's definitely gonna change his way of thinking. Because again, just quick segue. You guys remember they're in the desert walking aimlessly, and Luffy is just not thinking straight, and Vivi assaults Luffy, telling him, "You're a terrible captain. Your way of thinking is gonna get people killed." If Naruto has that same conversation with Vivi, that'll change his whole point of view. Because I feel like that's the turning point of when Luffy became a good captain. So I feel like Naruto will use that to change his own personality. Because again, just another quick segue, Naruto almost got Hinata killed in the Chunin exams, and he didn't get reprimanded for that, just like how Luffy got reprimanded for how he's handling his crew. So had Naruto been reprimanded for almost getting Hinata killed by cheering her on instead of just telling her keep it down, his personality would have changed. So if we flash forward back into Marineford, I feel like a much more mature Naruto would prioritize getting his guy out of there compared to trying to get him, get Akainu taken care of. He'll more than likely want to take care of Akainu on a different day.
I'm gonna shoot Ant some bell, then we gonna move to the next arc. But keep in mind, Akainu is known for exploiting weaknesses, and if whoever they have up there is loved by Naruto and it's clearly known, I do think Akainu is 1000% exploiting that. And I don't think that, I'm looking at the different times, so I'm thinking like right after time skip in Naruto Shippuden, comparatively is probably where Luffy was in this point of time. Naruto still came back after Jiraiya very immature. And I think that Akainu is going to exploit the child. The war general is going to exploit the child here. But I do think it could go either way. And I do think Naruto will come out on top. But I think he's getting out scratched and banged up. No pause.
He might even transform.
Luffy. And he might transform and get banged up too, because there's a lot of OGs on the field. But we're going to keep it moving. Low key, we're going to skip this next one. I was thinking a whole cake, but, it's a retrieval arc. It's a big enemy. We kind of just brushed up on that one. We're going to jump to Wano, though. This one is, the goal is to overthrow Kaido's rule and to liberate Wano from oppression. Khalil, you want to take it away? And Mari and Ant looking a little too horny to go. So I'm going to tell you, you can go, Khalil.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. At this point, if we're trying to pin Naruto as far as story wise, as far as place him in this place and time, I don't think Naruto really. I don't think he fares well against Kaido unless he gets that come to Jesus moment, like how Luffy awakened Gear 5. This might be his moment where Madara killed him, and then he woke up with the Sage of Six Paths powers. But if that's not the case, Naruto gets folded badly here. Naruto doesn't have the damage capacity to really hurt Kaido. No one does at this point of the story. So I don't think he does too well.
Interesting.
Yeah. No, I think that's a really interesting point too. I do think, if Naruto doesn't get a moment of revival kind of similar to Luffy, this would kind of be where his story would end. Now, I do think that there is an interesting argument in the point of this is now much further along in Naruto Shippuden. And if we were to come up with Naruto's Rasen Shuriken is kind of similar to the fact of Haki, how it attacks the inside of somebody's body, that would probably be his only way of constantly being able to fight somebody
I think realistically, it makes the most sense to give Naruto whatever he needs to defeat the common enemy here, outside of Luffy's transformation. That's at least how I'm thinking of it. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I really think this is the age-old Marvel versus DC. It depends on who wrote it here, because if Kishimoto wrote this story, he is out of transformations that make sense, and Naruto dies here. Naruto would have had to use up all his transformations well before he got to this point, and it would not make sense. Now, if God Oda made the story, Naruto is right where he needs to be, and it's going to come down to the wire, but Naruto's going to come out on top. I really think that it really depends on who the writer is, but I do think Kishimoto, if he wrote the story that we're thinking, like Naruto in One Piece, Naruto dies here. And then we're 100%. Starting up good old Burrito. Everybody's in the infamous POV. But what you thinking, Ed? You can close this out.
I'm seeing wet napkin, my boy. Straight folded. Lawn chairs. What else get folded? Laptops. You feel me? I'm seeing all types of folds and you know what I'm saying?
Chipotle bowls.
Bags. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Kaido just has too much going for him. I feel like outside of, even if we're not even going to talk about the Buddha, the strikes and the club and all that, we got a whole dragon that can lift islands with clouds. It's like, what does Naruto do against someone that can lift an entire island with clouds and continue to fight? You know what I'm saying? And is drunk. You're not even 100%. You're not even there for real. So it's like, how do you deal with that?
And I also want to throw in, because I know it's easy to skip over the other part of the goal. They have to overwrite the oppression. Naruto's story was not written well enough for us to really focus too heavily on the oppression. Like, the Uchiha were oppressed people. Comparatively, they were also eliminated. So I'm just curious. I think Naruto would be able to help the oppressed people, to probably rise up against them. I think the issue here, though, is even if they rose up together, I think that they would all still lose in Wano. But I do think his Talk no Jutsu would be extremely important here. But Khalil, what you thinking? And then we can stop.
He'd get the people to rise up, definitely, but I'm not gonna lie to you. Naruto is very good at rallying and galvanizing people, but if we flash forward to how I've been reading, if you look at how the Rain Village turned out in Boruto after Naruto told Pain, I'm gonna fix the violence in the Rain Village, it's still the same.
Ooh, good point.
So Naruto can galvanize, and big word again. So he could get everyone to rile up and try to overthrow Kaido. But the thing is, what Naruto does, it doesn't stick. So for the time being, it's cool. But once Kaido smacks him and kicks him off the island, there's nothing else they can do. They're gonna lose hope.
Yeah.
And this is Kaido and Big Mom. So
and it'd be different.
Oh, that's true too. That is a good point.
This is where he stops.
Yeah. I think this is where he fails.
Sage of Six Paths does not fit here. Now, if we move to Egghead with the upper echelon, then we can do that. But here, he doesn't even get to make it to Six Paths. I think that's it.
No.
Yeah. This might be a moment where Law might have to pull out some last move to try to revive Naruto as they're escaping, but that they lose here regardless.
Interesting. All right. Well, the Naruto fans, y'all for sure let us know in the comment section down below. The One Piece fans, y'all defend y'all baby like y'all supposed to. But y'all need to let us know, what if Naruto was the main character of One Piece? Where do you guys think he'll struggle? Which arc specifically do you think he'll struggle with? Outside of just power, because y'all like to rely on that too much, little lame man. And we'll catch you guys in the next video. Comment down below. We're going to argue back with you. Catch you in the next one. Peace.
Peace.